Last session, we looked at protein, why it's important, how much you need, and where the best sources come from. And this session, we'll be looking at another macronutrient, carbohydrates, which, like protein, also contain 4 calories per gram of the nutrient. For example, in one medium apple, there are approximately 25 grams of carbs, which make up 100 calories of energy, with the rest being made up of a tiny bit of protein. Now, you may well have heard the rumour that carbs make you fat, but the truth is that no food is bad for you. In fact, as we've already mentioned, vegetables are a source of carbs, and starchy carbs like potatoes are an excellent energy source. Like most things, the poison is in the dose, because if we have too few carbs, it has a negative effect on our physical and mental health, such as making us irritable and short-tempered, forgetful, and very tired. But if you have too many, then it can lead to weight gain and poor health, as we consume too many calories. So why are carbohydrates important, and how many do we need? The main benefit of carbs is that they provide an immediate energy source to all of our body cells, particularly during exercise, which is essential for a healthy and active lifestyle. Carbohydrates provide fibre, which is essential for preventing cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, and colon cancer. Fibre is found in high-quality carbohydrate-dominant foods, such as fruit, vegetables, beans, legumes, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. But how many carbs do you need exactly? 3 grams per kilogram of body weight is about optimal for good health and well-being. So if you weigh 70 kilograms, then you'll need about 210 grams a day. But what does this look like in real life? A good way to simplify this is to use your hand as a portion size guide, like we did for protein and veg. And for carbs, having 2 cupped hands with main meals is a great place to start to make you consistently consume carbs throughout the day. 2 cupped hands would roughly equate to a 50-gram portion of carbs. For example, a portion would be a handful of beans and lentils, or 1 medium-sized apple. Just like with protein, the smaller your palm, the smaller your portion should be, because being smaller, you should need less food, and so it's a quick, easy, and relative way of managing your portions. So a person who weighs 70 kilograms will need about 210 grams of carbs a day, which is the equivalent of 8 portions of carbs. The last session, we looked at question 2 of the Health by Science plate, where is my protein? And by asking yourself if you need carbs, you are answering the final question of the Health by Science plate. We ask this final question because as carbohydrates give us energy, we should be mindful that the more activity we do, the more we need, and the less activity we do, the less carbs we need. So starting off by using a hand as a portion size guide is a great starting point, and then increasing or decreasing the number of carbohydrates you consume depending on your activity levels. For every 1 hour of moderate intensity exercise, which makes you slightly breathless, you will need an extra 2 portions of carbs to help you recover from the exercise. This equates to an extra 2 cupped handfuls of carbs with one of your meals. So if you weigh 70 kilograms and did no exercise, you would need 210 grams. But if you did an hour of exercise, you would need roughly 260 grams. But if you're not careful, then it's easy to eat too many carbs, and then we obviously put on weight. Now, unfortunately, this is very easy to do because carbs are everywhere. They're in all treats, including sweets, pastries, takeaways, and alcohol, which we'll come on to later. Now you know how many carbs you need. You may be wondering, what are the best quality sources? The most common, minimally processed carb sources are beans and lentils, whole grain rice, plain yogurt, buckwheat, quinoa, potatoes, butternut squash, frozen and fresh fruit, and oats. In general, you should aim to eat more of these sources of carbs if you're trying to maximize your health and well-being. Some foods are not as bad as ultra-processed foods, but are not quite as good as the sources we just looked at, because they involve more processing and so lose some of their quality. These are granola, pasta, wholemeal bread, flavoured yogurt, canned and dried fruits, white rice, noodles, milk, and pancakes. Finally, we have ultra-processed sources, which are foods we should try to eat less of if you want to live a healthy life. These include honey, cereal, flavoured milk, fizzy drinks, cookies, crisps, sweets, pastries, chocolate, white bread, wraps, fruit juice, crisps, and cereal bars, which are often full of sugar. As you can see, we haven't categorised things into what you should and shouldn't eat. There are no good or bad foods, only better and poorer quality foods. The more quality you get, whilst being mindful of your quantity and portions, the easier you'll find it to live a healthy lifestyle. So, in summary, the third and final question you need to ask yourself whenever you're ordering food or preparing food is, do I need carbs? If you want to find out more about carbohydrates, including how many you need, then take a look at the How many carbs do I need section in our FAQs below.